Hello, good afternoon to you out there and welcome to Business. The Bank of Ghana is likely to settle on 200 or 300 million Ghana cedis as a new minimum capital for banks. This is what Joy Business has picked up from persons close to the bank. But when will the new requirement be implemented? The following desk report has more.
The decision to settle on 200 or 300 million Ghana cedis follows extensive engagement with most players in the financial sector earlier this year. This led to the setting up of a committee which actually presented its finding on raising the capital to the Bank of Ghana in the last quarter of 2016. Sources say the new capital requirement, which will start from this year, will give all commercial banks at least 1 year to fully meet the requirement. Joy Business understands the regulator is waiting for the final blessing of the new administration before it goes ahead with the announcement. But even before that happens, Joy Business is learning some local banks are making a case for the initiative to be postponed. This is because some banks fear they cannot meet the new minimum capital requirement. For some analysts, the development does not come as a surprise at all, because Joy Business understands some banks were not able to meet the previous minimum capital of 100 million cedis. But the Bank of Ghana has maintained that the capital increase is inevitable. This is because it wants to improve the financial position of commercial banks and prevent the situation where most banks always turn to the regulator for waivers to finance transactions beyond a certain percentage of their minimum capital.
And away from that, management of Golden Exotics Limited, fruit and horticultural processing firm, has resumed plans to expand the production capacity after the company secured a court injunction to restrain estate developers from encroaching on their farmlands. The activities of estate developers and some encroachers on the company's farmlands have resulted in job losses for some workers of the company. Speaking in an interview with Joy Business, Public Affairs Director of Golden Exotics, George Poye, highlighted the way forward for the company.
As I said, this was not helpful, but if we amicably resolve this, the new varieties that we are planning, we are actually at a trial stage now. Once it works out, the idea was to expand it, and increase the volumes. Because we started with around 12,000, and we are doing 3,500 tons a year, and if this works, then we can expand it, maybe bring it back to around 6,000. Cannot go back to the 12,000 because that's a lot. And these are highly exotic varieties which we are planting now. Those you can't sell in huge volumes, but the prices are much better. Definitely have plans to expand once we can get bring some peace around the place. There's no doubt that there are environmental impacts on the pineapple industry. So we are in an area we call the pineapple zone. We seem to all having the same problems, reducing yields over a period of time. And we have had long periods of drought, which have also not been helpful, But what we also think has been a problem that we have all expanded very quickly, And so we thought that by reducing the size and focusing on improving on the agronomic practices, we should get better results. We have done trials which shows that it is possible. So that is what we are counting on.
And that's all for now. Join me again shortly on the marketplace for more business news updates.